Thank you very much. First of all, congratulations for all the work. Given the time, just very briefly, this is really an amazing, I would say, second revolution in science. Science started at the beginning of the last century and changed all of our lives. So this is amazing. But I think it requires also an important revolution in learning and teaching. How do you think this will impact how students learn at universities?
That's a very, very good question. Like you, I think I'm going to start with this question and then the other question. I believe it's crucial to actually adapt our curriculum. So the course, I'm flying today, I'm leaving after this talk to teach tomorrow at Harvard a course that is called Physical Sciences 50, which is an introduction to computer programming for the sciences, where we end up building a robotic titration machine. So now we have this machine that actually can mix chemicals and titrate. We used it over the summer to actually mix drinks and actually make alcoholic beverages and make better margaritas. We found informally that 10% of vinegar, and Danny can correct me if that's wrong, actually improves the taste of margaritas. So if everybody wants to improve your margarita, just put 10% vinegar. As I'm personally moving to the University of Toronto, I'm going to make this course over there. They already are talking to me about it. So this is something that I'm passionate about. I think we have to bring kids since the beginning. They love computers. And I think, if anything, computing and automation and robotics is something so hot that will bring more people to the material sciences. So I think that's a very important question.
To conclude, we'll hear a few brief remarks by our Nobel laureate, Dr. Mario Molina. He doesn't need an introduction. He has vice presidents around the world, including obviously the presidents of Mexico, the Pope, and the world. Thank you for being here. And then we'll hear the closing. Thank you. Thank you for all what you do, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here. And I again want to congratulate all the participants in Mission Innovation and for the production of this report materials acceleration platform. I just want to say a few words of how this represents a marvelous opportunity for us in Mexico. And because historically what we see is that Mexico as a country has invested relatively little in science, education, and so on, 0.5% of GDP compared to other countries that invest a lot more. The point is that now science is certainly part of universal culture. So, but more importantly, the countries that invest more, their economies do much better. So there's really no excuse for Mexico not to join all this movement. But what is important is not just to invest more, but to do it well. So we have this opportunity to really move to the frontiers of science. And we can do that at the same time we have to do it through the frontiers of new education. So we are sure that our young students can catch up with this type of science, which is really advancing in an incredible way. So what do we need to do that? We are very lucky that the international scientific community has this marvelous principle that science is international, is open to everybody. Once you get into industrial production and so on, there is, of course, competition. But science is open, as we just see. This is open for everybody. We have to take advantage of that, and we need to make sure that our young students participate in this sort of global revolution in science. So by all means, first of all, thanks to all the international community. By the way, science doesn't tell us what to do, but it's this ethical principle. Let's work all together so that for the benefit of all the inhabitants of our planet. We have some huge challenges like climate change that I work with, for which we need better science, better technology. So let's do it. Let's work together. We know we can do it, but let's do it at the very frontiers of science, frontiers of knowledge. Thank you for your attention.